big platform, we're going to use it. We're going to use it in George Floyd's name. We just wanted to come here today. We're not going to stay long. We're going to give you your time. We just want to come and let you know that we're standing behind you, that we're standing with you, and it's not just for today. We will continue to do that. On behalf of myself and everybody that's here, we love you. We love you. We are with you. George Floyd's legacy, it begins now. There is nothing that's going to be higher than it, and we're going to do our part to make sure we continue to raise and uplift his name. Thank you guys so much for having us, and we love you. Thank you.
Anybody else would like to say anything, but they're welcome to.
Absolutely. Anybody?
Tiffany, thank you so much.
Stop calling me out, Doug.
Like a baby in the tag.
We did not know Regina was here with the mask.
Yes.
Just to echo what Will said, it's not, we won't make the moment about us being here. Honestly, we just wanted to come and stand with you. Our prayers go out to the family. It's unbelievable, ridiculous time that we're in, but I feel like we do have a service, we do have a job to do, and that's to elevate the conversation. And just know that we'll do our part. We're not here to be quiet. We understand that quiet is basically being non-active. So expect your major piece of activity from us on our side, and just really moving the needle to get the change that we know that we also deserve. So once again, prayers go out to the family. I'm glad that I could just come and stand with you guys, and it's an amazing time to be here. That's all.
Anybody else?
I just want to say I'm sorry. Grew up in South Central LA, Watts. And unfortunately, I've been in these rooms way too many times. And my brother Will Packer invited me, and I've come out. Wrestle spiritually with, do I go, do I not go? Because we don't want to make it about us. It's about you. So in our hearts, in any way that we can use our God-given stage and platform and influence to shed light on your family, our family, that's no longer with us, but he's here in spirit and literally shifted the world. Just want to say that the prayers have not stopped. They won't stop today. They won't stop tomorrow. And in any way, on any level, and Al know how I move. Anything y'all need from me, just say the word is done. God bless y'all. Stay strong.
Hey y'all, my name is Tiffany Haddish, and I came today because I've been to many of these. I'm from South Central LA as well, and I remember the last one I went to, I decided that I'm going to be an administrator of joy, and anything that I do, I'm going to just try to make sure I put out joy and bring happiness to people, because it seems like every time I walk down the street, it seems like someone's hunting me or hunting us and trying to take from us. And if I could just give some joy, I always thought like, oh, just if I keep giving joy. And it seems like, I don't know. So all I know is I'm gonna stick with y'all. Y'all need help. You need something, let me know. I'm gonna let you know if I need something. But I'm not playing. I'm serious. And like I'm very sensitive. And this is really, it's really been getting to me. And I'm not the best with dealing with pain. I try to laugh instead of cry, but it's very difficult these days because it's another one of our kings is gone, and I can't stand it. It's scary, and whatever I can do to be of service, that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to be of service. If you need somebody to make you laugh for a little bit, I might cry with you and laugh with you, but I'm here for you, okay? And that means everybody, all of us. I'm here for everybody. God put me here for a reason, and I think I know what it is. And God takes us away for a reason, and sometimes we don't like it. We don't like it at all, but it helps to move things forward. I guess I don't know why, but I love y'all. Thank you to the invite.
I just want to, from my family and my friends and constituents here, offer our deepest sympathies and condolences and our full support. I want to say that it is important. I don't think it's any place more important to be right here, right now, in this moment for us to stand in solidarity with you guys, because everyone has a place and a purpose in this. Whether we like it or not, we are at war. War has been waged against us and our people for years, and it seems like we are just now kind of waking up and realizing it. And in war, everyone has a place and a purpose. Everybody don't stand on the front line with a rifle. Some people got to cook. Some people got to be medics. Everybody has a place and a purpose. And I think the reason for that is, if everybody does a little bit, nobody has to do a lot. Right. So, on behalf of myself, my wife, my family, we are with you, and we will continue to be with you until we turn it around in the name of the King, George Floyd. Thank y'all.
Just to piggyback off what Tiff said, I think Obama said yesterday, you can't eradicate 400 years of slavery in one day. You can't do it in 1 week. You can't do it in 1 month. You can't do it in 1 year, but I feel like change is definitely happening very slowly. And it's because of the strength of each and every one of you. So we appreciate you. And you know, when we show up, we show out. We're not just here to show our faces. We're going home with a whole new meaning and a whole new just presence of what each and every one of us have to do. So thank you all for being strong for us. And we're gonna take that strength back to each and every one of our cities, each and every one of our states. And like he said, we're gonna fight the good fight. So thank you for being strong.
Everybody may not say something, but
we'll meet you on August 28th. You're gonna get in touch with
Yes, sir.
absolutely. Couple people that I just want to make sure that get introduced from the group. I know we got masks on. This is Brother Romney Malco, amazing actor here.
Yeah.
We got Sister Regina Hall is here with us. Brother Rob Hardy, Director of TV and Film, is with us. We got our young warrior, Marseille Martin, here with her mom, Carol. Producer and my partner, Mr. James Lopez, is here. Shaka Zulu from Spotify, activist himself from Atlanta. Shayla Cowan, my chief of staff, amazing female executive in Hollywood. Before we leave, about half of us came in from Atlanta, the other half from LA. And there is something very, very important that Brother Crump and I are talking about that we want to share with the group right now.
Thank you so much, Will, for using your influence. Reverend L, I remember that Harry Belafonte said, what good is it having influence if you don't use it when it matters most?
That's right.
Right now, it matters most. In Georgia, Ahmaud Arbery, July, the Senate is back in session. Georgia is one of only 4 states that doesn't have a hate crime bill. We're representing the family of Ahmaud. We need everybody in Georgia to go to the Senate, because that's what keeps stopping at Ludacris is the Senate. If we get past the House, it can't get out the Senate. So if we want to capture this moment, we need to pass that in Georgia. Breonna Taylor in Louisville, Kentucky, we're representing and working on that case. That's the sister who was executed in her own apartment on one of these dangerous no-knock warrants. Reverend, even Senator Rand Paul, who we hardly don't agree on anything, he agreed that these no-knock warrants where they don't have to identify themselves, they're in plain clothes, they just bust open your door, and y'all, it's mostly black people. They don't do it to white people. And so in Kentucky, that legislation is going forward. And George Floyd, because It is like nothing, quite literally, we have never seen before. The United States Congress is considering getting rid of qualified immunity. I mean, it's the first time we've ever had bipartisan support. Qualified immunity is what police hide behind when they kill us, because everything they do is supposed to be presumed legal. Now, if they get rid of that, we can look at them like if one of you would have been on George's neck. Say, if there's no presumption that it's legal, that would be huge beyond, we can't even talk about how landmark it would be, because then all those police officers not only would go to jail, black families would be able to recover, because most times they don't get any justice, Will. They don't get, nobody goes to jail, and the civil suit is dismissed because they said, oh, the police had to say 3 little words. I feared, I was threatened. Those things, the United States Supreme Court said if the police say that there, it's like we got to can't Monday morning quarterback them. And they have literally given them the playbook how to kill us and get a get out of jail free card. But with George Floyd, the United States Congress, other people on the side of the aisle is saying we got to do something about this, because even they didn't got tired of seeing black people get killed. So that's what we're going to be talking to Will about, trying to get your influence to come to the Georgia legislature, come to the Kentucky legislature for Breonna Taylor, and then the U.S. Congress. I know we got to get that guy out the White House, but once we pass that bill, if we got a better person in the White House, we may be able to get rid of qualified immunity. Google it, look it up. It is the thing that allows them to legally kill us until it's open season to legalize genocide of colored people. It's that qualified immunity law.
Thank you. Thank you, Ben. I can tell you on behalf of my whole group, you have our full support. You have it. Floyd family, we mean what we say. We mean what we say. We got y'all's back. We are allies. We are here. We're here with you all. Thank you all so much. Thank you. Thank you.
So before y'all leave for 1 second, I'm gonna let you go. And we love you, Will, and we thank you for being there and being in touch. I want y'all to meet a real hero. This would not have happened if it wasn't for this young lady shooting the video. My mother was speak for her, and I just wanted, because I know she looks up to many of you, I want her to see you all.
Hello, everybody. First, I want to say I'm truly sorry what happened to George. It was not right. I want to express my condolences. But this whole process, as the mother, seeing my child, she's traumatized. I'm not putting on no show. I don't need a show. My daughter, what happened to her, it affected me. It affects my whole family. It affects us as a black people. I'm tired. I got a 12-year-old son. I'm afraid for my children. They can't walk the street without having to be extra careful. It shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't. My daughter is traumatized from this situation. She's afraid. The house we lived in for 6 years, I love it, but she don't never want to go back there. That's not right. It needs to be a change. It really do. America, what's happening out there, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for all the people that chose to step up, because you didn't have to put your life on the line. Any of us could have been George. What he done was nothing to deserve a knee on his neck for over 8 minutes. We're human. They treat our people like we're less than animals. And it needs to stop. Anybody in this room that's black, white, who care for the black people should look at this situation and say, enough is enough. We need to stand. We need to make a change, because all of our black sons, fathers, brothers is a George. That could have been any one of us. This situation, my daughter she was on her way to a bonfire, like in the opposite direction. My 9-year-old niece asked her to go to the store. She took that little time to take her cousin to the store. And she saw what was happening. It wasn't right. So she pulled out her phone. My daughter, she has social anxiety, so it's hard for her to speak. I'm going to be her voice. We all have to be our children's voice. Yes, because if we don't stand for them, who will? Who will? Right. So I don't want to take too much of you guys' time, but I just want to let you know what happened. It has changed our life dramatically because she can't sleep. I can't sleep. Watching my child shake for almost a week. Me not being able to eat, and I'm a greedy person. I'm serious. And it's just like that gut feeling. You know, you don't know who to trust. You don't know who is with who. You don't know who is connected with who. So my life have changed because I don't feel safe anymore. There is a lot of good, white, Asian, whoever people out here, but there's a lot of evil going on. And just because you know a good white person, don't mean that they white people was all good. I'm not making it about race, don't get me wrong. But I'm just saying, I lived in Minnesota since 1994. I have 4 children. And